Did you know it's illegal to hunt camels in the state of Arizona? Yes, you heard that right. Camels. In Arizona. Makes you wonder how many camel hunts were happening for that to be put on the books. Now, that's what I call a desert mirage of law enforcement. So tell me, what's the weirdest law you've stumbled upon in your wanderings through the wild west of the internet or your own hometown? I will take you on a historical safari, unearthing the most bewildering laws that have ever graced the statute books. Buckle up, it's a trip down the rabbit hole of humanity's most peculiar legal mindbenders. Step into the world of 15th century England, where the fashion police weren't just a metaphor. They were as real as the cobblestones under your excessively pointed shoes. Yes, believe it or not, there was a time when your shoes could literally point you towards legal trouble. The law declared that the length of your shoe's point could not surpass a certain measure, putting a damper on the medieval equivalent of high fashion. Picture the scene. The trendsetters of the time, their outfits impeccable, save for the now illegal daggers jutting from their feet. You can almost hear the collective sigh of aristocrats as they gaze mournfully at their shoe collections, now considered contraband. But, as with any fashion restriction, the rebels found ways to bend the rules without breaking them. Caps for their points? Detachable extensions for private gatherings? Now, imagine standing before your own shoe collection, transported back in time. With the fashion police on high alert, how would you innovate to keep your status as a style icon without ending up in the stocks? How would you redesign your shoe closet to comply with medieval fashion standards? Welcome to Alkmaar, the Netherlands, home to the most special cheese market you've never heard of. Here, amid rows upon rows of the finest Goudas, Edams, and more, there's an unusual rule: absolute silence. That's right. In a bid to prevent the cacophony of chaos, a law was passed ensuring that the cheese market operated as silently as a monastery library. Picture it: cheese vendors and buyers communicating through elaborate mime routines, pointing vigorously at wheels of cheese, and nodding or shaking their heads with exaggerated clarity. The air is filled with the scent of cheese, yet not a word about it can be spoken. Transactions are a ballet of silent nods, finger-pointing, and of course, the universal language of cheese appreciation, a satisfied smile. It's a world where the loudest sound might just be the thud of a Gouda wheel being set down too enthusiastically. In this silent disco of dairy, with only the soft shuffles of feet and the mime-like bartering for the next slice of cheese heaven, one has to wonder, how long could you last in this mute marketplace? Could you navigate the silent seas of cheese negotiation? Or would you burst out laughing at the sheer absurdity of it all? Ah, the witch trials. A time when logic took a holiday and left superstition in charge. Among the many eyebrow-raising methods to determine if one was a witch, the weighing against a stack of Bibles takes the cake. Or should we say, the broomstick? Yes, in a twist that would make even the most stoic historian chuckle, suspected witches were balanced on the scales against God's word. Because, as everyone knows, the divine text is the ultimate measure of buoyancy in both water and morality, right? Imagine the scene. A crowd gathers, the scales are set, and there, a woman stands, her fate hanging in the balance, literally. On one side, her, on the other, a pile of Bibles. If she's lighter, she's a witch. Too heavy, and well, maybe she just enjoyed her neighbor's pies a little too much. It's a no-win situation dipped in absurdity. Now, turning this historical lunacy into a modern-day icebreaker, let's ponder, if you were to be weighed against a household item to prove your innocence today, what would it be? A Wi-Fi router to prove your connection to the truth? Or perhaps a vacuum cleaner to show your ability to clean up any mess? In a small town in France, there's a funny rule. You can't die unless you've already picked out where you're going to be buried. Imagine trying to tell someone, sorry you can't die here, you didn't plan ahead. It's like the town's way of saying, please, do your paperwork before you go. This has got to be a headache for everyone. Now think about it. If you could say no dying in one place, where would it be? At a birthday party? During a movie? What's your pick? In Greece, they love their old ruins so much, they made a funny rule. No high heels at ancient sites. Yep, those fancy pointy shoes could hurt the old stones, so they're a big no-no. Imagine showing up in your best outfit, ready to snap cool photos, only to find out your shoes are too sharp for history. Tourists and history buffs have to think hard about their shoe game. Should I wear sneakers? Flats? What's safe for stepping on history? It makes you wonder, right? What if one day they start banning other stuff to protect the past? Like, sorry, no selfies, your phone light might fade the paintings. Or no loud laughs, you'll scare the ancient spirits. So, what do you think will be the next big no-no? Giant hats? Backpacks? Let's hear your funniest guesses. In Switzerland, there's this funny rule in apartments: no flushing toilets after 10 p.m. Yep, when the clock hits 10, it's like the toilets are off limits. Imagine trying to be super quiet, sneaking into the bathroom in the middle of the night, and then remembering, oops, can't flush. It's all about keeping things quiet at night, but for anyone who's ever really needed to go, it's like a silent movie comedy scene waiting to happen. Now imagine you're there, it's late, and you've got to go. What's your game plan? Would you go ninja mode, trying to be as quiet as a mouse? Or maybe keep a bucket handy? Let's hear your best and funniest ideas for dealing with this no flush rule. Guess what? In some southern US towns, they've actually banned dueling banjos. That's right, no back and forth banjo battles because they're too noisy. Picture this: folks who love their banjo duels have to go undercover. They meet in secret spots, like old barns or deep in the woods, for epic banjo showdowns. Y'all didn't hear this from me, but the big duels at midnight. Now, imagine getting caught in the banjo crossfire. You're just there to enjoy the music, and suddenly, it's like you've stepped into a banjo battlefield. But since banjos are a no-go, folks start looking for other instruments. Kazoos? Harmonicas? So, what about you? If banjos are banned, what's your weapon of choice in a musical duel? Would you bring out the air guitar? Or maybe challenge someone to a fierce tambourine showdown? Let's hear your battle plan. We just took a wild ride through some of history's strangest laws. Got any weird laws to share or thoughts on these? Drop them in the comments. And remember, whether it's not dying without a spot picked out or keeping your banjo battles on the down low, always follow the rules, no matter how strange. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more quirky trips through history's oddities.